Good evening and welcome here to Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopardettes are set to face off against the Bridge Creek Bobcats here in the Tandra. What's going to be the last game for about a week?
Yeah, we get a really good break after today. The kids need it. They need to reset. To be honest, this reset is going to be good for them. They're fixing to go into some really deep district play, and they're going to have to step up and play ball from the 24th on. It's gonna be go time, and all roads lead to OKC and to the big house, and the only way to get there is honestly starting the 24th. So tonight's it's going to be a really good warm up for both teams. Just hopefully we should come out with 2 wins tonight. I think it's going to be good for both teams to have this little warm up game, I guess you could say, before a good break. And then we're going to hit the road and take on some Marlows and some Purcells and Comanches and Washingtons again. And honestly, some really good wins for us could possibly be in the future. So tonight, we just expect to come out, play ball, get back on track. We haven't been playing very good ball the past couple of weeks, and tonight's going to be one of those nights that, hey, let's just play free. Let's just go out and get a W. So
Absolutely, and uh, like you were talking about there, it's going to be nice for these girls to have a little bit of a break. They've been hitting it hard. We started out with the three tournaments preseason, and then we jumped right into season, and it's just been one game right after the other, right after the other. Some really stiff competition. So it's going to be nice for these girls to, it's just like any workout routine. You put the work in, you take a little break, and then you come back and you get ready to go. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's going to definitely be exciting. I've been referring to it as the mid-season break.
It is. It really is. Yeah, we have Christmas break, and that's a really good break for them. But during Christmas break, they're working pretty much every single day during Christmas break. They're scrimmaging. During this break, I don't foresee us picking up any scrimmages. We could, but I don't foresee it. Coach Cater's probably going to practice, obviously. They do have school still. But as far as games, I think this will be a really good refresh just to get their mind back on basketball and just to do things right from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it'll be nice to give these both the boys and the girls, some time to let their muscles heal and kind of basically mentally and physically give them a reset.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big thing, is especially after tonight, we only have 5 games left of regular season play. So the break is going to be tremendous as far as getting everybody healed up, getting over the sicknesses, and just getting ready for postseason play. So with that being said, we're about 3 minutes from tip-off here in Bridge Creek, and we will be back here on the Leopardette Sports Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Shelton with Lindsay Family Dentistry. I'd like to thank all the patients we've been able to serve over the years. For those of you who are unhappy with your smile, tired of having dental pain, crooked or missing teeth, or loose-fitting dentures, at Lindsay Family Dentistry, we can care for all your dental needs, including cosmetic dentistry, crown and bridge, root canals, braces, Invisalign, conventional implants for tooth replacement, and mini diameter implants for denture stabilization. Our braces fee starts at $4,500, and for those of you with poor-fitting dentures, we can place 6 mini-diameter implants on the upper for $3,600 and 4 mini-diameter implants on the lower for $2,600. To schedule your consultation, stop by the office at 102 Southwest 7th Street, Lindsay, Oklahoma, or give us a call at 405-756-4093. As a 1997 graduate of Lindsay High School, I'd like to take the time to say go Leopards.
Good evening and welcome back here to Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopardettes are just minutes away from squaring off against the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcats here.
Yeah, it's a little loud in here. We got music in the PA system and a band. So.
Absolutely. And the host this evening, not Jake Rutledge, along with the one they call Aunt Tandra. And Tandra, it's getting a little dark in here, so
dark and blue.
That's not the cameras going out. It's just and I'm trying to figure out who our starting lineup is here. It looks like the starting lineup for the Leopardettes tonight are going to be, it looks like Maddie McGowan,
Emily Stone, Valenciano, Cannon Russell, and Cameron Barrett.
Yeah, it looks like Valenciano and Perry as well. And it is extremely loud up here in the crow's nest.
Hats off to Bridge Creek, though. This is a pretty cool, starting lineup introduction for their kids.
Yeah, you know they have a a really nice gym here as well. I like
Very good facility.
it doesn't look like there's a bad seat in the house. There's no one thing that impresses me is there's no guardrails blocking your view, and it's just all uphill here and everything. You got a clear shot to the floor, so very impressive here in Bridge Creek, and we want to send a shout out to the administration here from Bridge Creek. They've been very hospitable. Athletic director Larry Spangler, absolutely stand-up guy. So it looks like we're going to get this thing tipped off.
Yeah. And the Leopardettes are going to win the tip-off tonight here in Bridge Creek. So, Robert, here we go. As Leopardettes start with Emily Stone, top of the key, over to Valenciano, the right side of the floor. Back up to the top of the key for a 3-ball by Cameron Perry, and it is good. So, you know what? Here we go. Cameron Perry is 1 for 1 from the 3-point.
It gets very exciting.
Absolutely. Number 10 for Bridge Creek Drives, unable to complete that, but number 13 was able to grab an offensive rebound for 2 points for the Bobcats.
And yeah, like you said there, Chandra, that's a good sign whenever Perry comes out hot.
Absolutely. Bounce pass to Maddie McGowan, back to Valenciano, up for 2, and she's fouled on the way up, and she'll go to the line for 2. And we see a press break from Bridge Creek pretty early on in this game, so I can expect probably the first half of this game at least, Bridge Creek is going to press us because, like we've said in previous shows and broadcasts, we have a hard time breaking the press. We have a hard time getting down the floor. So that's one big thing that people scout us on is press breaks. And Valenciano's good for 1. And the second one does not go. As Bridge Creek was able to pull the rebound down, hand off to 33, back out to 10 as she dribble drives out to the wing inside the paint to number 13, up for 2, and it is good.
It's definitely loud up here in the crow's nest. My Apple Watch, or I don't know, whatever iWatch, whatever you want to call it, and I'm an old geezer, so but it's letting me know that we're in a loud environment.
And number 10 for Bridge Creek is putting a lot of pressure on Cannon Russell at the top of the key, able to knock that ball away, but Emily Stone was able to come up with that. Cannon Russell to the left side of the floor, back to the top of the key to Cameron Perry. She drives to the right side, up for 2, is in and out, and Bridge Creek will come down with another rebound. And long pass down the court to number 10, that was wide open. And that's going to do it for Coach Cater, and he's seen enough, and he's going to call a timeout here in Bridge Creek, and we're going to take a 30-second timeout. Stay tuned on the Leopardette Sports Network.
And welcome back here to Bridge Creek, where your Leopardettes are taking on the Bobcats, or the Lady Bobcats here. Leopardettes down 6-4.
And Maddie McGowan's able to put that up for 2 and ties it up 6 apiece on a press break layup on a pass from Valenciano.
And
He drives, kicks it out to the right side.
Leopard's crowd was not happy with that no call there.
That was the Bridge Creek crowd over here cheering because Cannon fell down.
Yeah.
Maddie McGowan's able to come up with a defensive rebound as Cannon wrestled to the top of the key, sets up the play, and she's pressured a lot by that number 10 for Bridge Creek. And we haven't really seen that much. Cameron Perry for 3 is off the mark, and number 10 comes up with the rebound, but is batted out by Emily Stone, and it'll stay Bridge Creek ball. Like I just said, Cannon hasn't seen a lot of that defense up at the top of the key this year. Just I think this is going to be good for her. This is going to be a good game as far as getting these reps in, that somebody's right there on you, because the further we get into the season, we're going to see this. 33 for Bridge Creek drives, unable to complete the layup, and it's going to come off of her face, but she's out of bounds while it comes off her face, so it'll be Leopardette ball.
Yeah, Tanner, that seems like it's been the story of almost every game. They it just seems like they all try to key in on Cameron. So, and she did bring a little bit of attention to herself there with that jumping right out of the gate, making that 3-pointer. So definitely got their attention.
Bridge Creek's in a man-to-man, passes the ball back up to Cannon Russell to the top of the key, and she's guarded heavily by number 10. And 10 is going to pick up her first foul of the game. That's going to be a reaching foul, and that's going to be the team's. It says second, but I'm almost positive it is. Just kidding. It is the second. Cameron Perry set to inbound the ball for the Leopardettes underneath the goal. She looks for the wide open girl, and she's going to find Valenciano at the top of the key. Drives, kicks it back to her. Cameron back to Valenciano. To the left side of the floor, she dribbles down baseline, kicks into Emily Stone. Emily Stone goes up and is no good. And Bridge Creek comes down with that rebound. Number 2, behind the back, cross court. Top of the key, looking for somebody down low, and she finds number 13 in the paint. Number 13 goes to work on Maddie McGowan. Step back, jump shot is no good. Number 10 is right under the basket, and it falls in her hand as a rebound. Goes back to Bridge Creek, and we're going to get a foul on Emily Stone. And he's going to say she pushed her out of bounds. So it's going to stay Bridge Creek ball under the goal.
Just absolutely nice hustle there by the Leopardettes.
3 ball from Bridge Creek is off the backboard, and looks like Emily Stone was able to come up with that, but it's going to be tied up for a jump ball, and it's going to stay Bridge Creek ball again. Number 1 for Bridge Creek, set to inbound the ball. Finds number 2, back to number 13 in the paint. She is wide open, unable to complete her layup, as number 10 and Maddie was able to tie that ball up underneath the goal, and it's going to go Leopardette ball. And Robert, one thing I am seeing so far is we're not blocking out on the defensive end. We have to block out. They have gotten, I guarantee you, at least 10 rebounds. And as I say that, Emily Stone comes in for an offensive rebound, unable to put that back up. And Bridge Creek gets the rebound.
And, that's kind of been another story of the game for the most part this season.
So she looks for somebody, goes out to the right side wing, back into the paint to number 33. She turns and throws up a little bit of a prayer, I guess you could say, and it goes out of bounds on the Leopardette, so it'll stay Bridge Creek ball.
I think that was off McGowan.
I think so. Ball to the top of the key. 13 drives, kicks it back out to number 10 to the left side. 3 ball is no good. And we're going to get a foul on number 2 from Bridge Creek as she is called for a push. And that's going to be Bridge Creek's 3rd team foul. So they're getting close right here in 3rd. Maddie McGowan to Valenciano. Valenciano thinks about the 3, but doesn't take it. And just sitting here looking at this press break, Valenciano had a wide open layup. She only had one Bridge Creek Bobcat down there, so we got to do a better job of driving the ball to the paint. Emily Stone is going to pick up. What are they going to call it? Hang on. They're calling it on Bridge Creek. So
we've got boo. That's what I was fixing. We've got boos from the home crowd. So
yeah, they wanted a charge, but Emily Stone will go to the line for 2 as she's able to pick up a blocking foul on Bridge Creek, and that's the 4th team foul for Bridge Creek. Emily is off the mark for her first free throw. And Braylee Malicote will check in for Maddie McGowan. As Emily goes to the line for her 2nd free throw. And it is good. We are leading. Leopardettes are leading by 1 now,
Leading
7
by
to 6,
1,
with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the first. As Bridge Creek crosses half court, drives to the paint, tries to throw the ball up, but is unable to get it to the goal. And Valenciano is able to tie her up, and it does go out on Bridge Creek, so it'll be Leopardette ball. Cameron Perry throws it to Cannon Russell. Back to Cameron Perry as they try to break the press. Cross court pass to Braley Malicote.
You have to wonder if these Bridge Creek coaches haven't watched some of the film from the
Three ball by
maybe the
Cameron
Latta
Perry
tournament.
is off the mark. Cannon Russell is able to pull that offensive rebound down, set it back up to Valenciano. Valenciano floater does not go, and Bridge Creek comes down with a defensive rebound. Ball crosses half court, picked up by number 13 over to the right side of the court. Cameron Perry has a 5-second count on her right now as she's able to get that ball back to the top of the key. And picked up a dribble. She's looking for somebody and goes right into Cannon Russell's hands as Cannon passes it over to Valenciano. Valenciano drives. Little floater goes. And that's 2 points for the Leopardettes, 9 to 6 here in Bridge Creek.
That's what we've been looking for, Tandra.
And that's exactly how you're going to break this press break. It's almost like it's kind of a man-to-man press break to some extent. So you're going to have to throw that long cross-court pass because you're going to get Maddie, Emily, whoever is on the offside block open. A double team over there by the Leopardettes, unable to get the ball out, but Emily Stone will be called for her second foul as she attempts to block that shot, but does get a hand. So that's going to be the team's second and Emily's second, and that's going to take, I think, 13 to the line for Bridge Creek as we're going to see 2 subs for the Leopardettes, and that's going to be Chloe Ince and Maddie McGowan's going to come in.
First attempt, no good. And in comes Ince and McGowan.
Coming for Emily Stone and Cannon Russell.
You got to be a little nervous seeing those two come in if you're the Bridge Creek coach.
Oh, I think we're going to get a line violation off of, yep, Maddie's going to get a line violation. So we get one more shot right here by number 13. Free throw up, and it is good. Ball into Cameron Perry. Cameron Perry to Chloe Ince. Chloe Ince dribbles, looks for Maddie McGowan. It is deflected, but she's able to get it right back into her hands. Finds Cameron Perry at the top of the key. Over to
Catches her own deflection. You know, in football, that would have killed play.
Coat is going to get the charge called on her. I had to say, Robert, that one probably was a block, but this one was probably the charge. The last one wasn't. So I think you got this one right this time.
Yeah. Trade off.
Bridge Creek crosses half court, dribbles all the way to the goal, unable to complete the 2-point layup, and it's going to go off Bridge Creek, and it's going to be Leopardette ball with 31 seconds left in the first, and your Leopardettes lead 9-7 here in Bridge Creek. Braley Malicote bring the ball down, and she's going to be met by the number 10 Bridge Creek Lady Bobcat. And like I said earlier, this number 10 has some really good defense, and she's able to come up with a steal. But Chloe Ince is going to be called for a reaching foul as she tries everything she could to keep up with her. But this number 10 from Bridge Creek is extremely fast.
You know, he gets credit on him. She boogied down the court from.
Ball into 13 as the jump shot's no good off the back glass. Chloe Ince able to come up with that rebound. Finds Cameron Perry with 9 seconds left. Cameron Perry over to Valenciano. Valenciano floater does not go. She's able to get her own rebound. Gets to Maddie McGowan. Maddie McGowan throws it up, and it's no good. And that's going to end the first quarter here in Bridge Creek. Your Leopardettes lead 9-7. Be back on the Leopardette Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Bridge Creek, where your Leopardettes are taking on the Lady Bobcats here. We're going to start the second period. Leopardettes hanging on to a lead 9-7.
I don't know what happened. I'm not trying to laugh, but the same girl fell down twice, and I think she might have tripped over her shoe. So I was just trying to gather if something, like if they were getting into some kind of little, not scruffle, but maybe like a hard screen set or anything. But no, it wasn't. As Bridge Creek turns the ball over back to the Leopardettes, Cameron Perry set to bring the ball down. As she crosses half court, gets the play set up, and we had a Leopardette just run on the court down here off the bench. Hand off to Braylee Malicote. Braylee Malicote to Chloe Ince. Back to Cameron Perry. Cameron Perry looks inside. Floater doesn't go. And Bridge Creek comes up with another rebound. Number 2 for Bridge Creek. Has it at the top of the key, setting the play up for the Bobcats. Or I should say Lady Bobcats. Number 2 able to get her own rebound, and it goes back up for an offensive rebound putback. And we're tied up 9-9 as we open the second quarter. And there's one thing I have noticed, Robert, is the Bobcats have stopped pressing. I think they kind of got the clue that that cross-court pass is working for us, and they don't have nobody back. 3-ball by Cameron Perry goes, as that's a long 3-ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leopardettes go up 12-9 as Bridge Creek crosses half court.
It's going to keep them honest for a little bit.
Yeah.
They got to slacking, and she caught them off guard.
Braylee Malicote defending 33 for Bridge Creek as she takes Braylee to the basket and able to draw a foul, and she's going to go to the line for 2. And one big thing I'm seeing right now on defense, other than us really not blocking out, is we're not breaking down. We're just kind of content being on our back of our heels. So I think when we're coming out to the 3-point line to guard somebody, we've got to at least stutter step, break down, get on your toes. And we've got Lily Dodson and Cannon Russell coming back in for Maddie McGowan and Valenciano. And the first one from 33 does not go. Second one up, and it is no good. And Lily is able to block that girl out and get a rebound. Cannon Russell crosses half court. Looks for Braylee Malicote. Hand off to Braylee. Braylee finds Cameron wide open in the corner. 3-ball goes by Cameron Perry. And Cameron Perry 3 for 4 from the 3-point line right now. And they left her wide open. She had plenty of time to set her feet, and just a pretty shot goes.
That's what happens when you leave that girl open.
Yeah. Number 10 to the left side of the court looks for number 13 in the paint. Spin move, but back out to the wing, up to the top of the key, back over to 13 on the wing. As 33 looks for somebody. She doesn't have anybody, but she's going to drive and kick. Top of the key to number 2. As number 2 drives and goes back out. High post pass to number 33 as she tries to throw something up under the bucket, and it doesn't go. Back inside to 13. 13 turns around jumper, and it is no good as Chloe Ince was able to pull that rebound down. And Russell to the top of the key. Dribbles to the right side of the floor. Back to Chloe Ince at the top. Back to Cameron Perry. Cameron Perry head fake. Drives. Kicks to Braylee. Braylee over to Lily. Lily inside to Cannon. Cannon fakes. Floater up and does not go, but she's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, just they're picking up on Cameron out there. They figured out we can't leave this girl open out here. So that's just going to open it up for some of these other girls.
Absolutely. Cannon sets for the first free throw, and it's no good off the back of the rim.
And you got to give it to Russell there for taking the opportunity to draw that foul.
Cannon's good for her second, and the Leopardettes lead 16-9. here in Bridge Creek with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the second. Ball to the top of the key, and Chloe Ince is able to steal that ball straight away from the Bridge Creek hands as she drives and finds Kanan Russell down low. Kanan Russell is good for 2. And, you know, Robert, that's what I've said previously, several games now. No matter whose team, and Chloe Ince gets another steal right into her hands, and she's going to take it herself this time and going to draw the foul and go to the line. But I've said it previously that it doesn't matter who you are, all teams. You can't put the ball over your head and think that nobody's going to be there just to bat it out. You got to chin the ball.
Absolutely. And, you gotta hand it to me. You got to admit I called it when Maddie and Chloe came in. I said that they're going to be dangerous, and look at what happened.
Good for 1 from the free throw line. And good for 2. So Chloe Ince is 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Absolutely. Just keep doing what you're doing, Miss Ince.
And the Leopardettes lead 20-9 here in the second. Kanan Russell, pressure defense, and Chloe Ince comes up with another steal. That's 3 back-to-back steals, and this time she's going to pass it over to Kanan Russell. Kanan Russell for 2. And that's 3 back-to-back steals for Chloe Ince.
That's
in the same spot.
3 in a row. Do not throw the ball her way.
33 puts up a prayer and it doesn't go. Lily Dotson's able to contain that rebound and find Kanan Russell.
So if it's not Lily rebounding the ball, it's Chloe stealing the ball.
Kanan Russell jump shot goes for 2. And it looks like Bridge Creek has seen enough, and they want a timeout. We're going to take a full timeout with your Leopardettes leading 24-9 here in Bridge Creek.
Welcome back here to Bridge Creek, where your Leopardettes are taking or have taken a commanding lead, 24-9. I was trying to lean over to get to where I could see around the speaker.
The speakers, there's a scoreboard right there.
Yeah, or if I just look on my screen here, I'd see it. But
Bridge Creek crosses half court. Kanan Russell applies really good pressure defense up there, and she's got a 5-second count, and she's going to pick it up. And that's going to be a turnover for the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcats into the Leopardettes' hands.
Well, I was looking to see if Chloe was going to make it 4 in a row.
No, but Cameron Perry, almost had that go. In and out for Cameron Perry's 3 ball, and we were unable to come up with that rebound. And I believe Kanan Russell got picked up for her second foul, so that's team fouls 6 apiece, and Bridge Creek will have the ball. They cross half court, looks inside to the top of the key, pass back to 33, and it's good for a layup. Cameron Perry crosses half court, finds Chloe Ince, back to Cameron Perry for 3, and it is off the mark. And that's going to be out of bounds on Lindsay, so it's going to go Leopard. I'm all confused. It's going to go Bridge Creek ball. 33 dribbles to the right side of the court, finds 13 at the high post, back to the top of the key to number 1. Back to the right side wing. And Chloe Ince gets her 5th steal of the game, finds Braylee Malicote wide open, and Braylee goes up for a layup, and he does not call a foul when that that was a foul for sure. But Leopardettes are going to get it underneath the goal, and Chloe Ince is going to come out of the game, and Maddie McGowan will check back in. And we're going to get a timeout. And Cater's going to talk about things. We'll keep it here. It's a 30-second timeout right here. What just happened, Robert, is the girls really wasn't on the same page. The ball was already in the hands of Cameron Perry, so he was already starting to count. Cater had to waste a timeout right there just to get everybody on pace.
In true Cater fashion, showing the frustration. He's a very animated coach.
He is.
He reminds me if he would stomp his feet a little bit, I'd call him Mike Zerline. But
my high school coach all through high school, he had a saying called the Jensen Stomp because all he did was stomp his feet at us. Cameron Perry 3-ball does not go, but Maddie McGowan's able to come up with the rebound. Cannon Russell for 3 is good.
I was about to say, you do not leave Cannon Russell wide open like that.
She's on fire
It will come
tonight.
back to haunt you. And it just haunted the Lady Bobcats.
To the top of the key over to the right side wing, 33 drives and is able to pick up a foul on a straight up hands of Maddie McGowan. I kind of think that was maybe just like a here, I'll give you a little break foul, but 33 will go to the line. And that'll put the Bobcats in the bonus. And the first one is good for 33 from Bridge Creek.
It's going to bring Emily Stone into the game.
Emily Stone
Lindley.
and Lily. I saw Chloe Ince get up, so I thought she was fixing to go out too. Second one is no good, and that goes right into the hands of Cameron Perry. She finds Cannon Russell. And Coach Cater is saying, slow it down. We want the last shot. Minute left here in this first half. And Maddie McGowan gets her shot blocked. Bridge Creek able to come up with that ball. It's kind of off to the races. As they had 2 Bridge Creek girls wide open, but nobody's head was up. So 33 drives, kicks it back out, and unable to complete that layup. So it goes back into the Leopardettes' hands with 38 seconds left here in the second quarter. Ball into Maddie McGowan. Maddie McGowan for 2 is good. Your score now 29-12. Bridge Creek crosses half court. 33 drives. Goes back out. Pass into the paint is no good. Braylee Malicote gets the rebound. 6 seconds left, and she's going to take it all the way. They're going to get her for a walk, but I'm not 100% sure. That looked like 2 big steps to me, not long or not short. So I don't know. But either way, 3 seconds left. The ball goes into the Bridge Creek hands. Ball is no good. That'll be the end of the first half as your Leopardettes lead 29-12 against the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcats. And we will be back right after these messages. And welcome back here to Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopardettes lead 29-12 as they open the quarter with a basket by Emily Stone, but it does not go in, but she's going to go to the line for 2. And that's going to be a foul on 14. That's her first, and the team fouls first. And Robert, we saw a twisted ankle right here at half court right before the teams went in, and that's number 33 for Bridge Creek, and it looks like she's at the end of the bench, and she will be done for the night. And that's kind of sad. I mean, you never want to be out of the ballgame just by a twisted ankle, but she must have stepped on a foot or something, as Emily Stone was able to complete both of her free throws, and Leopardettes lead 31-12. 14 drives for Bridge Creek, but right into the hands of Cannon Russell. She comes down with the rebound, and she's going to take it all the way to the goal by herself. Well, floater don't go. She gets the rebound herself out to Valenciano for 2, and she's going to bank that off the glass and add 2 points to the Leopardette score. $14 for Bridge Creek to the right side wing, inside to number 13, but into the hands of Emily Stone. Emily Stone finds Cannon Russell. Cannon Russell finds Valenciano as she drives, and they're going to call her for a walk. And that'll be another turnover for the Leopardettes. And it'll go into the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcat hands. And 14 to the right side of the wing, up to the top of the key, right into Cannon Russell's hands. Cannon Russell goes up for a left-handed layup, and it goes in, and she's fouled on the way up. So she's going to go to the line for a free throw. She's going to get a 3-point the hard way. And we're going to get a sub in. Number 14 will go to the bench for Bridge Creek as number 3 and number 12 enter. And that's going to be number 10's third foul, team foul second. And Cannon Russell is good for 3. And Leopardettes lead 36-12. And Valenciano gets fouled extremely hard by number 12 from Bridge Creek. A moving screen will be called. And Braylee Malakote's going to check in for Valenciano. And she hit the floor pretty hard. Her head almost banged off the floor. So Cater's going to get her to the bench and check her out right quick. Make sure she's good to go. It's Cameron Perry back to the top of the key to Maddie McGowan for 3. And it does not go, but Emily Stone was able to grab that rebound as number 12 kind of was just pushing her out of the way. No fouls called, but it goes off on Bridge Creek, and it'll stay Leopardette ball right under the goal. Cameron Perry set to throw the ball in, looks for a wide open girl. She finds Emily Stone. Emily Stone finds Cannon Russell for 3, and it's going to be an air ball, but Maddie McGowan to save it right into the hands of Braylee Malakote.
Good hustle there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great hustle.
The Lady Bobcats even expected that. They thought it was just going to go out, and Maddie come from nowhere to grab it. So
Maddie McGowan inside to Emily Stone. Emily Stone goes up for 2. Man, they're going to call a jump ball. And that's going to go Bridge Creek.
a little surprising.
It's a little surprising. Bridge Creek crosses half court. Braylee Malakote to guard up top, and Maddie McGowan's going to get her second foul, I believe, of the game. Third. That's going to be her third foul. Chloe Ince is going to check into the game right here for the Leopardettes. I'm assuming for Maddie. And that will be right as Chloe Ince comes in for Maddie McGowan. Bobcats have the ball underneath the goal. Drive by number 2, will walk by number 2. That was not called. Into the hands of Braley Malicote. Braley for 2 is no good. And Bridge Creek comes down with the rebound. Long court pass to number 2 as a field of Leopardettes was there, but nobody was able to come up with the ball. But Cameron Perry comes up with the steal this time into the hands of Cannon Russell. Cannon Russell for 2 is good. And Robert, Cannon Russell's on fire tonight.
She's definitely.
We don't have Eric here keeping our stats, so we don't know how many points that she has, but I guarantee you she has over 10. 3 drives for Bridge Creek. Back into the paint to number 1 as a jump shot does not go, and Cameron Perry was able to come up with that rebound. Over to Cannon Russell. Cannon Russell finds Chloe Ince. Back to Cameron Perry for 3. And it is just off the mark, but Cannon Russell's there for a jump shot off of her own rebound. Great hustle there by Emily Stone as she was able to kind of corral that ball and let Bridge Creek think it's going to stay in, and it'll stay Leopardette ball under the goal. Ball to Chloe Ince, back to Braley Malicote to the top of the key, so we can just kind of get things set up right here. Cannon Russell to Emily Stone. To Braley Malicote. Over to Cannon Russell for 3, and it is no good. Cameron Perry comes up with the rebound, and Emily Stone comes up with an offensive rebound put back, and it's no good. No fouls called, and it's going to go out on the Leopardettes, unfortunately. So it'll go Bridge Creek ball, and Valenciano will check in for Cannon Russell, and Lily Dotson will check in for Emily Stone. Bridge Creek picks the dribble up. Drive by number 2, floater doesn't go, but Chloe Ince was there for the rebound, and she kind of handed it off to Valenciano on her way down. So, in my opinion, that rebound's going to Chloe Ince. Cameron Perry for the drive. Lily Dotson for 3 is no good, just off the front of the rim. And Bridge Creek comes up with a rebound. And number 3 for Bridge Creek able to get a wide open layup and cuts the deficit for the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcats as Leopardettes lead 38-14. Valenciano to the top of the key. Cameron Perry for 3. It is off the mark. Lily Dotson able to come up with an offensive rebound, finds Cameron Perry. Back over to Braley Malicote. Braley dribbles up to the top of the key, finds Lily Dotson. Back to Cameron Perry. Over to Valenciano. Cameron Perry drives, kicks to Braley Malicote inside the paint. Little floater from Braley Malicote goes. And Leopardettes extend their lead 40-14 with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third. Lily Dotson fights for the rebound, unable to come up with it, but right in the hands of Cameron Perry goes the pass. And she'll mark another steal in her column as she goes to Braley Malicote to the top of the key. Braley to Valenciano, and it looks like we're going to get a foul. A reaching foul on Bridge Creek. And the Leopardettes will get it underneath the goal. Get a sub for the Leopardettes for Braley Malicote, and a whole host of Bobcats will come in. Whole new host of Bobcats. I think so. With a 40-14 lead here in the third, 1 minute and 53 seconds left. Bridge Creek bats it out, and it'll stay Leopardette ball. And like I said when we first opened up, Robert, this is good for our Leopardettes. You know, we haven't been on the best track here the last couple of games, and this so far we're playing really good basketball, and a win right here will do a whole lot of good for their confidence going into the short little break we have. And then facing the Purcells, the Marlows, the Comanches, the Washingtons, they're all of those teams that we have left are all ranked in the top 15. So they definitely need to have their mind right going into a couple of weeks from now. Tiano goes to the line for the Leopardettes, as she's good for one. Emily Stone will check in for Dodson. Emily Stone able to grab that rebound back into the hands of Chloe Ince. Valenciano for three is no good. Leopardettes able to come up with another offensive rebound. Three ball from Chloe Ince is no good. And Bobcats will come up with that rebound this time. Number 20 drives for Bridge Creek, kicks it out to 24. 24 looks for somebody, finds number 10, 10 to 11 under the goal. Floater don't go. 14's there to rebound it, and it goes. Cameron Perry crosses half court, finds Valenciano. Valenciano drives, and it's batted out of bounds by the Bobcats, and it'll stay Leopardette ball.
It looks like they're going to bring McGowan back into the game and Russell.
Yeah.
Coach Cater showing no signs of mercy.
Not in the third quarter. I expect to see most of our bench probably, and two ball from Emily Stone goes. I expect to see most of our bench probably late in the fourth. I think he wants to get a comfortable lead, something that they can't necessarily catch up in the fourth. So Cameron Perry comes up with another steal. She finds Chloe Ince all by herself. Chloe for two is good. Leopardettes lead 45-16 with 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to the right side wing. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. We'll take a quick break here on the Leopardette Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Bridge Creek. As we enter the fourth period, your Leopardettes on top of the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcats, 45-16, showing no signs of mercy, not letting up, Tanger. And it looks like we still have part of our starting crew out there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see our starting five, first couple off the bench, probably for another, I would say at least until under the 5-minute mark.
Actually, I just noticed they brought
Brecken in.
They brought Brecken in.
Yeah, I think we're going to see for the most part our starting five mixed in with a little bit of our bench, just probably until honestly the 5-minute mark, just to give us a comfortable lead. Chloe Ince is no good for one. And 2 is no good, and that will go into the hands of Bridge Creek.
You know, we can cut her a little slack. I think she made
Absolutely.
up for it with all those steals. So, not that it's okay to slack her. Just we're going to cut her some slack this time.
But at the end of the day, free throws are free throws. You got to hit them.
Yeah. But it sure is fun watching all those steals. I think it's more fun watching the steals than the free throws. So I'm throwing some hints out there. There may be some highlight reels coming up in the morning.
She deserves it. That was 4 in a row. 4 in a row. And good for 2. Brecken Klein for 2 goes. I'm waiting on you. She scored.
Well, I don't know for the folks out there that are watching that aren't familiar with our broadcast, or haven't never tuned in before. Brecken is the daughter of a living Leopard legend, Brandon Klein. In fact, let's see if we can find Brandon.
He's right in the middle.
I've got him right here in the. There he is, right there, Brandon. And he is, like I say, he's a living Leopard legend. You know, ranks right underneath Hody Estes.
Good to know.
And maybe just a little bit under his brother Chad.
Good to know. I'm not from Lindsay, so I wouldn't know all that information. And we're going to get a sub for Lily Dotson. That's going to be Jolie McReynolds will enter the game. Brecken to Braley. Braley over to Jolie. Jolie drives. And up for 2 is good as the freshman comes in and scores to make it a 49-18 lead for the Leopardettes. Ball into the goal for Bridge Creek. As she's looking for somebody to pass to, and she finds number 20, unable to complete the shot, right into the hands of Chloe Ince. Will go the batted ball out of bounds. Valenciano slows things down. Finds Braley Malicote wide open on the three-point line and unable to complete that, but Chloe Ince comes up with a big offensive rebound and putback. And your Leopardettes lead 51-18.
Can we go ahead and call it Chloe Ince player of the game?
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and call it?
Long cross-court pass over to 24. She drives, floater doesn't go, and it goes off the hands of her back into the Leopardette hands.
And, I think you can make an argument that each of these ladies that have been in the game could very easily be the player of the game, but I think Chloe just sticks out just a little bit more this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it's those exciting plays, that you always remember. And it's not very often you see 4 steals in a row.
I think Reynolds will go to the line for 2. First one on the way is good. As Chloe Ince and Braley Malicote will check out of the game, and honestly, that's probably going to be the last time we see both of them tonight. If I was suspect, I mean, we got a pretty significant good lead here. McReynolds is good for 2 as Leopardettes lead 53-18 with 5 minutes left here in the fourth. And we're going to get a jump ball, and it's going to stay in possession of the Bobcats. Stay tuned, because right after this game, we will bring you the boys' action as they look to kind of end their, I guess you could say, losing streak. They've lost 3 in a row, and they're looking for a win too, just like the Leopardettes. And let's be honest, they need it. They need this win bad.
Yeah,
They need it for their confidence.
it was a little, I I'm never negative, but I'll be honest, it's been a little disappointing. We started out on fire through those tournaments, and just seemed like we got cold all of a sudden. So, not picking on the boys or anything like that. It's just that's kind of the climate,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
we really weren't expecting that.
No, we really wasn't. I think everybody's kind of a little bit stunned to see what has kind of transpired over the last couple of weeks. So,
If the boys can pull off a big win here to going into the break, it'll be a good thing.
it'll do so much to their confidence. And honestly, both the Leopardettes and the Leopards needed wins tonight, and it looks like the Leopardettes are definitely going to get that win tonight for sure. With 4 minutes left, they lead 53-21. Our Leopards are on tap for the next game, but as I said, we definitely need these wins going into the break. We need some kind of really big confidence booster, get us back on track. Our Leopards and Leopardettes have a really tough road ahead of them in the next couple of weeks. We travel to Marlow. Purcell comes to us. Purcell will come to us. We go to Washington. We go to Comanche. Marlow will come back to us. So and for boys and girls, they're all ranked. Both boys and girls for all those teams are ranked. So we definitely have a hard road, and it's must wins. More so, honestly, for the boys, because our girls aren't ranked, our boys are. Not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing, but for the boys,
It's a little pressure.
yes, it adds a lot of pressure for the boys, because any loss, 2 in a row, 3 in a row, 4, any loss can drop you. We lost to Pauls Valley, Lexington, or did we lose to Lexington? No, we did not. We won. We lost 3 in a row. So we only dropped 1 spot in the rankings. And, some people look at them and they say that the rankings don't matter. But at the end of the day, they do. They're that important. It determines where you get sent. If you get to host a regional, you get to be in front of your home crowd, you get to host an area, you get to host districts. It depends on who comes to you for districts. If you're not ranked high, then you're going to go to somebody that's ranked high. So wins are most definitely important from here on out.
A wise man once said, you need to pay real close attention to this, Tandra. A wise man once said, it's easier to win when you've got nothing to lose. And
Absolutely.
that's the situation these girls are in right
Absolutely,
now.
absolutely.
They don't have anything to lose because they're not ranked. And
the underdog.
uh-huh.
And just like we seen against Washington, they took Washington to 4 quarters the other night and just let it slowly slip away. But that's the type of caliber of ball they could play, and any given moment, anybody can lose.
Absolutely. Do you know who that wise man
Was it you?
It was.
Actually, I've heard that quote several times by several different people. You forget I have grown up in the travel ball world for softball and basketball, so it's kind of like a staple in those worlds.
It's still fun to climb it.
Okay.
I literally
let you.
did say it, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you said
You
it.
heard me
Yes.
say it.
I did, for sure.
I don't know about the wise man part, though. I may have been stretching the truth a little on that.
Jolie McReynolds drives. Floater does not go, but she does get to go to the line for 2 as the Leopardettes lead 55-21 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 4th. And I said we wasn't going to get to see Chloe Ince again, but she's fixing to check back in.
Comes back in.
Yeah. I did not figure we would see her because there is 2 or 3 other Leopardettes on the bench that haven't played yet, so I kind of figured that they were going to work their way in, but not yet, anyways. Jolie's good for her second as she extends the lead 56-21. For the Leopardettes as Bridge Creek dribbles to the right side back to the top of the key. Number 12 drives, and we'll get a blocking foul as she will go to the line for two. Can I just say, I think we all need this break. We've been
Well, not me. I'm a workhorse.
went from the state softball tournament directly into football that next week.
Yep.
We went directly from football to 2 weeks later. We barreled back into basketball, and we had 3 tournaments. Just it was like back to back to back.
No, it's for the wicked.
We have
Just never tire. You must be a wicked young lady.
We've called a lot of basketball. That's probably why.
Tandra.
No, that's probably why our partner isn't here. Is because he gets tired.
Style.
Yeah, he bails on us a
We're
lot.
righteous.
He just doesn't know what good work is.
But we won't tell him that.
No, absolutely
tell him
not.
that.
It'll stay between us.
Tell him who said that. People out there watching don't need to tell him either.
No, it's got to stay between all of
And
us.
we're not talking about Jake Rutledge.
Oh, I am. He's gonna text us.
He will.
Brandon Russell brings the ball half court, finds.
You know what we can do to get his mind off of it, right? Make a comment about the current OSU football recruiting climate, and he'll forget all about what was just said.
You know, you started in on him today, and I told you no because then he wouldn't show up tonight. And now look.
I will say this: you got to give Mike Gundy kudos. He's getting some really strong Division I and Division II players. I mean, they're so good we've never even heard their names before. It's kind of like being priceless. You know, you can't put a price on it. They're so good we've never heard their names.
I think Jake Loyal and True is coming out. He doesn't want to admit Gundy needs to go.
He's a loyal pup, that's for sure.
As we close in here in Bridge Creek on the girls' side of the game, the Leopardettes will win 58-21 here in Bridge Creek against the Lady Bobcats, and we will not see the Leopardettes back in action again until the 24th as Purcell will come to town, as that's a big matchup for the girls. So again, Leopardettes are going to take this one with 19 seconds.
Go ahead and call the game.
I think it's pretty safe to go ahead
Let's do it.
to call the game. And I'm going to say that the Leopardettes win 58-23. I don't know about you.
23. And there goes.
There he is. There he is.
Not going to say what he just texted us.
And that will do it. Kinley was able to switch a 3 at the buzzer, and your Leopardettes will win this matchup against the Bridge Creek Lady Bobcats 61-23. And we will see you for Leopardette basketball the 24th back at home. And stay tuned. We'll bring you Leopard basketball right after these messages.
Good evening and welcome back once again to Bridge Creek, where your Leopards are now set to square off against the Bobcats. And I am going to be your host this evening and not Jake Rutledge, along with our new color guy.
What?
Our new color guy.
Color?
We're our new color guy, Brian Hall. And we're going to have Tandra doing play-by-play. And the Leopardettes, it looks like the Leopardettes just announced their starting five.
Well, those are the Leopards, not the Leopardettes.
I'm sorry, the Leopard. And who did we have there, Tandra?
We got Andon Register, Jaden Watts, Ryan Kennedy, Mitchell Henson, and Caleb Ince.
And Caleb Ince. Oh, okay. I didn't see Bryson Watts down there.
No, he didn't start against Pauls Valley, and he hasn't made his return to the starting lineup.
Okay, well, missed. So, maybe we need to check on that. You know, last count we had, he was one of our lead scorers. Is he? Maybe he's got a
I will tell
lingering.
you this: I saw him swish 11 threes just now in a row.
Okay. Maybe
11
he's
threes.
injured or got an ankle sprain or something. Who knows?
I seen him down there. I mean, he's suited up.
He suited up. Okay.
I can.
We were Brian. We were watching him pregame, and he was hitting those threes left and right. So
Bryson was.
yeah,
Oh,
11 in a row.
I don't know. I just thought maybe he was
yeah.
hurt.
He's down there.
He's down there. That's him.
He's right by the orange shirt, Natalie.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. So
Well,
he's.
we'll see what happens, and it looks like, as expected, Kennedy set to jump for the Leopards.
I'm expecting us to take this jump. Just
Good
What do you
Lord,
think,
he's got
Brian?
a full head on him.
Who you got down
Hey,
here?
I got Ryan. I
got
mean,
Ryan?
I'm looking down there, and it looks like he's about a head taller than him. There's no way. I mean, the kid would have to be like Kobe Bryant with a full-on vertical to get that thing.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. He would have to be like Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant.
I've never seen someone jump like Kobe Bryant before.
No.
So,
You think Ryan could take Kobe Bryant?
no,
Probably not.
no.
And you
Yeah.
were right.
we will take that first tip of the game as the Leopards start to square off against the Bobcats here as Mitch Henson goes up for two, and it will go into the bucket as Leopards lead 2-0.
Do you have a prediction for the score here, Ryan?
I'm not good with predictions, to be honest.
Okay. Well,
Um,
you know what? I like an honest guy.
Hmm?
I like an honest guy. You said you're honest.
Yeah.
Ryan Kennedy is able to grab that rebound and takes the ball all the way down to the right side. Finds Jaden. Jaden finds Mitch. Mitch finds Caleb. Back into Andon. And Ryan's just going to get pulled down by the jersey.
I think we should at least have 20 on them.
Okay.
20. I'm going to go with that. I don't know the score, but I'm going to go with 20 on them.
Well, we're not going to hold you to anything.
Okay.
He's back to the top of the key into Jaden Watts. Jaden Watts does skip past to Caleb. Caleb for three is no good, off the mark, and Bridge Creek comes up with the rebounds. And if nobody out there watching knew this, but this is the home of Ryan Spangler.
What?
The home of Ryan.
It's Banquet?
Ryan's dad,
Ryan
Larry,
Spangler.
is the athletic director here.
And he is a very, very, very good basketball player. Went to the University of Oklahoma, and now I cannot remember who he plays for now, but he was a stud at Oklahoma.
So, Brian, let me ask you this. Who is your favorite leopard?
Oh,
If you had to pick a leopard, if you were going to play 2-on-2, and who would be the leopard that you pick to go out and play 2-on-2 with?
well, I mean, it'd have to be against Ty and Jaden, but I've spent more time with Ty at the end of the day. So I'm going to take Ty.
And Leopardette.
Leopardette, ooh. Now, see, you're going to put me in a pickle now because I spend so much time with them, and if I say the wrong thing, they're going to be mad at me. I mean, ooh. You see that?
I did.
That was cool, wasn't
Like
it?
that.
The bucket does not count as
It was still cool though, wasn't it?
It was cool.
it does not count, but in my opinion, that ball was coming out anyways. It wasn't going in off of Mitch Henson. So that is not going to count for the Leopards as Ryan Kennedy was able to get a hand on it.
The coolness counts, though.
The
Three.
coolness does count. You're
Not
right.
go for Bridge Creek, and they're able to rebound the ball. 23 drives, kicks it out to the left side wing. 3 ball from 14 goes. And the Bobcats lead 5-2. As number 23 from Bridge Creek,
Hey, about tackled that.
he slammed right into the scores table.
So back to our discussion.
Oh, the Leopardette.
Who would be your Leopardette?
Thinking it'd have to be Emily, you know?
Emily Stone.
Yeah. But, yeah, it'd have to go with Emily.
Well, you know, Emily was voted our player of the month.
I voted for
Fan.
her.
Did you?
Yeah, I voted for her. Yeah, they had like a tie between quite a bit of them, so they had the managers. They had the managers come in.
Your Leopards are quickly down 7-4 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. As Mitch Henson drives, but he's going to be called for a walking violation. And you know, Robert, I don't mean to question anything. That's not my position. I'm just here to call the ball game. But we have Bryson sitting on the bench, and he's easily got 6 points a night. And I don't know. I'm just not understanding very well.
I'm thinking he's probably got an injury going on, and you know they just don't want anybody to figure it out. That may be part of the strategy.
Yeah. That, and they don't want to make it worse than it already is.
Absolutely. Probably an injury, like Brian said, that they don't want to make it worse because we've got a tough road ahead of us. So I'm sure they're trying to get Bryson healed.
Ball to the top of the key to Mitch Henson. Over to the right side wing. Back to the top of the key. Into Ryan Kennedy. Ryan Kennedy turns around, and it does not go. But Caleb Bent's able to Jake actually just informed us that Spangler played 2 games in 2016 for the Thunder in the Summer League, and then he moved to play in Japan. So he's playing overseas now, which is making the big bucks. So
Kennedy's dad?
No, Ryan Spangler.
Oh,
A kid that
Ron
went to school
Spangler.
here.
Oh, I thought she was talking about Ryan Kennedy.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Ryan will.
Yeah.
Just not yet.
Right.
Leopardettes. See, now you got me calling them Leopardettes. Leopards turn the ball over back to Bridge Creek. As number 1 drives, and it goes in.
They need to pick it up, don't they?
Yeah. Well,
And
you know they've been behind before.
Henson just throws a prayer up to somebody that was down here, and it ends up into Bridge Creek hands. Luckily, though, it'll stay Leopard ball. Ball into Henson to the top of the key, back out to the left wing to Caleb Ince. Caleb Ince to the top of the key to Jaden. Jaden to Henson. Henson drives for 2, and it's good. Bridge Creek's going to get called for a travel as it'll turn the ball back over to the Leopards, and they trail 9-6 with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. Mitch Henson finds Caleb Ince, left side of the floor. Back over to Henson. Into Register. Register goes up for 2 and is fouled on the way up and will go to the line for 2.
So, Brian, I got to ask you, are you the manager for the girls and the boys, or just the girls? Or
Now, if he was the manager for the boys, don't you think he would be down there on the bench?
well, I didn't know if maybe they give him special permission to come or not. Just the girls?
Register for 1 is good.
Yeah, yeah. Why would I go manage boys when I go manage a bunch of girls?
Well, now, and especially those girls, absolutely bunch of just perfect little girls. Absolutely angels.
They're very sweet, but sometimes they get on my nerves. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Oh yes, they're ruthless some days.
Really?
Yes. You don't even understand.
Wow. You know, I just see the sweet side of them. I've never.
Well, you don't spend all day with them.
Well, that's true. So, do you ever have to like play referee between any of their arguments or anything like that? Now, we don't want to go into too much detail.
No, I don't. I don't get into their argument.
Do you have to play mediator?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing I do with them, I condition with them, so I stay healthy for track. But we do like a drill where it's a 3v2 and then it goes to a 2v1. And if I'm the one, if I'm guarding or if I'm on defense against a 2,
Yeah.
I'll always end up trying to like jump up real high and slap the ball out of their hands, and then I'll foul them. And they get really mad at me, and I just look at them and I tell them, well, you know, you're going to get fouled in some of these games,
That's
so I'm just
exactly
helping
right.
you.
That's exactly.
I'm just getting you ready for the real deal.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And what's sad about it, you know, you'd think they would go across or something because they're all taller than me for majority of it.
Yeah.
And I'm up there jumping higher than them.
And they should understand you're just trying to help them.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that, what is it? Tough love, almost.
That's right. You're
I mean-
giving them tough love.
I mean,
That's
I
right.
had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, but that's a good way to put it,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
Called tough love. You know, you're just teaching them to toughen up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of the girls is the toughest? Is it Maddie or Emily
The
or
toughest,
Cameron or?
I don't know, to be completely honest. The last time,
If you were in a you were facing you had a gang of mean guys coming at you, which one of those old gals would you grab up to go help you?
none of them.
None of them.
No,
None of them. You
Ain't
just
no
take off
way.
running?
ain't no way. I'm booking it the other way. You know, it's one of them deals. You know, it don't matter who's the strongest; it's who's the fastest.
Well, you got a point there.
I'm not taking either of them.
Ball to the top of key to Bryson. Bryson over to Ryan. Ryan for 3 is
out
no
there.
good. And it'll end up in the hands of a Bobcat with 40 seconds. Bridge Creek leads 11-9.
And Tandra, that answered our question right there. It
Yeah.
does not look like he has an injury.
Ryan Kennedy able to grab the rebound. And with 25 seconds left, we're down by 2. We're just going to wait the clock out.
It's better than nothing, I reckon. God damn it. I don't know. Mitchell.
And
And Mitch Henson will draw the foul. That'll send number 1 to the free throw line for Bridge Creek as he sets up for 2 free throw. Free tongue twister right there. Good for 1 as Bridge Creek extends the lead by 3.
So maybe the real question is, if you were in a fight,
yeah.
if you were in a fight, which one of the leopards are you going to take
Oh
to
man.
help you?
Uh,
I mean,
let me think about this.
I look at when I see that, I look at Andon and Ty, knowing that they played football. They've had more time in the weight room than the other boys.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter as your Leopards trail 13-9. And we'll take a quick break here on the Leopard Sports Network.
We're going to take a quick break, Brian, and then we're going to come back and we'll finish our discussion. Here in a
Okay.
minute. Welcome back here to Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopards are now facing off against Bridge Creek Bobcats. Leopards trailed 13-9 as we entered the second period.
And Mitch Henson, I believes picks up his second foul off of that. Balling under the goal for Bridge Creek, back out to the right side wing. Dribbles to the top of the key over to the left wing. Drives back out. Spin move right into the hands of Caleb Ince. Caleb finds Mitch Henson. Henson to Ferguson. Ferguson into Caleb Ince. Back over to Bryson. Up to Henson. And that's going to be deflected off of Bridge Creek, and it's going to stay Leopard ball. Not sure what we're doing. I don't really know what was going on there. I think he was asking about the team fouls. I think they were supposed to be 3-3. Ball goes to the back court for Henson.
Put an arm on that thing, didn't they?
He did.
Sets to bring the ball back up.
Who was that entered that ball?
Ryan to Bryson. Bryson is swatted. But the Leopards will get the ball right under the goal. Bryson into Henson. Henson over to Ryan Kennedy. Ryan Kennedy for Bryson for 3, and it is good. And what did I say, Robert? He
That's
switched
exactly
11,
what we were talking about right there.
11 threes. Bridge Creek was able to answer as we got back in it by 1, and they were able to go up. Ryan Kennedy for 2 is no good. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Bridge Creek as it'll send Ryan Kennedy to the line.
So with that being said, Brian, I have your answer, okay? If I had an angry mob after me, and they was wanting to fight, nothing against these other boys, but I think I'd pick Ryan Kennedy, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not because I think he's meaner or anything like that. I think I would use because he's tall.
Right.
He's tall now. He could look over and he could look down at me and he could tell me how many people was coming at me.
Right.
None of these other guys could do that. Plus, he's got a pretty good arm. You've seen him throw that ball.
Well, you seen? Yeah,
I think I'd take Ryan Kennedy.
They need to put him out on quarterback, don't they?
They do.
They threw that sucker far.
What do we got here, Tandra?
Kennedy back of the rim for the free throw does not go, so that will be Bridge Creek ball. As we have Bryson Watts, Jaden Watts, Caleb Ince, Ryan Kennedy, and Mitchell Henson on the floor right now. As Bridge Creek drives, kicks it to the left side. Number 11 drives for Bridge Creek, and it goes in. They extend the lead 17-13, and Leopards quickly get down the court. Jaden over to Ryan. Ryan back to Jaden, and it just goes into the hands of a Bridge Creek player. And a host of Leopards was down there, and that ball went off of Caleb Ince's face, not his hands, off of his face that hard. And it'll stay Bridge Creek ball.
That's a lucky shot right there. You're going off your head.
Bridge Creek jump shot is no good. Caleb Ince is there for the rebound. Finds Mitch Henson. Over to Caleb. Caleb into Jaden. Jaden over to Bryson. 4-3. And is off the mark. And Bridge Creek comes down with that rebound. And we're going to get a walking violation called on Bridge Creek as he took one too many steps into the paint, and that's going to go to the Leopards. And your Leopards trail 17-13 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the first half. And Robert, I'm a little shocked at this score, if you want me to be really quite honest. I did not think the game was going to be this close. We don't know much about Bridge Creek as Ryan Kennedy knocks down a jump shot and cuts that lead by
the pieces of the puzzle are falling together. Ye of little faith.
You haven't been here the past couple of games, so it kind of gets scary as the long 3-ball goes
That was
for Bridge Creek.
he shot that thing from Kansas, man.
Ball to Caleb. Caleb over to Jaden. Jaden finds Bryson up top. Back to Mitch Henson. Wide open Ryan Kennedy under the goal. 4-2 doesn't go. And no over the back, no push, no shove, no nothing on Ryan. So Bridge Creek will come up with that ball as he drives. Does not go. Ryan Kennedy comes down with the rebound. Over to Caleb Ince. Caleb Ince drives. 4-2 goes. As he had numbers, he had Bryson there too, so just in case he was covered. And the ball goes out of bounds on Bridge Creek on the other end.
With the girls dropping 53, or what was it, 53 or a little bit higher?
Yeah, I think it's 53.
Well,
I think it was 60.
61.
Well, in the 60s.
That's pretty close.
Well, for the first time of them dropping that.
And we got the double team down here as Bridge Creek was able to come up with the ball and convert for 2 off of a Mitchell Henson turnover. And Mitch gets the ball back and turns it right back over to Bridge Creek. Number 1's off to the races and converts that for 2. And Coach Davidson has had enough, and he's going to take a timeout.
He is called timeout. We're going to stay right here because, Brian, before you're going to have to go here in 3 minutes.
Well, if I do.
If you do, but before we turn loose of you, we're going to ask you, what's your favorite genre of music?
Genre of music?
You look like a country guy, but maybe a little 80s rock?
Well, it's a little bit of all. You know, big on country, you know, and I'm not a new country. I'm not a...
So let me ask you this. What's your favorite country singer?
Oh. That one's hard, okay? Because really, I'm not...
You're not a Luke Bryan.
No, I'm not a new country singer, but recently with Tyler Childers and Zach Bryan singing slow old country songs with, it's like a Randy Travis, you know, a lot of meaning to the song. I've been into them, but I'm normally like a George Jones, Coulter Wall kind of guy.
There you go.
But I mean, anything old and slow, I'm on it.
With that being said, we're going to turn it back over to Tandra, back down on the court.
Not really. I'm up high. Ryan Kennedy says throw the ball in. Caleb Ince. Caleb back over to Ryan. Ryan finds Henson to Jaden. Jaden to Register. Register down low to Ryan. Ryan turns around, finds Caleb. Back to Mitch. Over to Register. Register to Henson. Henson finds Ryan down low. The pass was not on the mark. Ryan had to jump up quite a bit higher to get it. but he is fouled in the process. And the ball go under the goal for the Leopards.
What would be your favorite genre of music?
Oh.
You seem like a Miley Cyrus Party in the USA kind of guy. Not gonna lie about it. And that's fine. You know, I've been listening to Shower by Becky G a lot.
Okay. Oh, man. Favorite? You know, golly. I like 70s rock.
70s rock is
I
good.
like some REO Speedwagon.
Okay.
Even a little AC/DC, maybe
Yeah.
some ZZ Top.
Yeah. Those are good. Those are all good. Enjoy those too.
3 ball by Bridge Creek does not go. Caleb Bent's able to come down with the rebound. Finds Mitch Henson across court, back to Jaden, up to the top of the key to register. Over to Caleb. Caleb finds Henson back to the top of the key. Into Ryan, and Ryan is fouled again in the process. As we're going to get a sub for Bridge Creek. Well, I thought Ryan was fouled in the process. He put his hand up like it was a foul, but apparently was not. So Jaden Watts sets to throw the ball in to Mitch Henson. Into Ryan Kennedy for 2. Bridge Creek sets to bring the ball down the court, up to the top of the key. 3 ball from 23 does not go, and it goes right into the hands of Jaden Watts.
Brian, could I change my mind on who I'd take to a fight with me?
Yeah.
I think I'd take Parker Dotson. You know why? I know
He's
his
an underdog.
Well, no, I know his daddy, and his daddy meaner than the junkyard dog. You know, he looks like a real nice guy. He ain't. Oh, he's mean.
Bet so.
You know, even Chuck Norris is scared of him.
Hey, did you know that Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups? He pushes the earth down.
That's right.
That's going to be number 20's first foul. Team foul 6 for the Bobcats. That'll put the Leopards underneath the goal as Caleb Bent sets to throw the ball in.
You mean Eric Dotson doesn't do push-ups? He pushes the
Kennedy
earth down.
into the paint for 2 is good.
I thought Chuck Norris was scared of nobody.
Crosses half court. Passes it over to the left side, back to the top of the key. Handoff to number 4 at the top. As he drives, steps back out, kicks it to number 14. Kicks it to number 23, left side. Left 23 drives, and it's no good on the attempt. And Jaden Watts is able to come up with that rebound, find Caleb Ince. Over to Andon Register. Andon Register to Ryan Kennedy for 2, and it goes. And your Leopards trail by 1 with 50 seconds left here in the first half. And Ryan Kennedy's going to pick up his first foul of the game on an attempt block shot, as that's his first, team foul's 4th. And that's going to send number 1 for Bridge Creek to the line.
You need to go over to that band section and get on that guitar.
Good for 2. Bobcats lead by 3 with 40 seconds left here in the second.
Don't not say anything, make me look stupid.
Mitch Henson to the top of the key. As we come down to the final 18 seconds of the half, and Leopards are down by 3. And that was a prime example, Robert, of Dietrich always telling us we need a shot clock.
Yeah, you know, it
And we turn the ball over with 4.8 seconds left here in the first half as your Leopards are down by 3 and the Bobcats have the ball on the sideline. And it'll be Leopard ball with 4.4 seconds left.
All right, Brian. Are they going to score 3 here or?
I'm not going. I'd hope so.
Mitch Henson to Ryan Kennedy.
No.
Mitch Henson straight into the Bobcat hands. And that's going to be halftime here in Bridge Creek as the Bobcats lead the Leopards 26-23. Stay with us for the second half.
Welcome back here once again to Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopards are facing off against the Bridge Creek Bobcats. So we're going to enter the second half of play here. Leopards trailing 26-3. And Sandra, it looks like we've got our starting five back out there to start this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Henson to the left side, dribbles up to the top of the key. As Caleb looks for Andon Register inside, and it looks like Andon was held up by Bridge Creek Bobcat, and that'll be a turnover Leopards. And Bridge Creek brings the ball down as number one drives, fakes Andon out, able to jump shot, goes in. 4-2, and they extend the lead 28-23 on the Leopards. Henson to Register. Back to Henson. Cross-court pass to Watts. Into Ryan Kennedy. Ryan Kennedy 4-2 goes. Number one drives. Puts up a floater, does not go, but there is no block out by the Leopards, and they were able to get an offensive rebound. And the ball stay down here on Bridge Creek end. Floater does not go, and Henson able to come up with that rebound as he drives to the bucket, shoots for two, and it goes. And Ryan Kennedy able to get some hands on that. Henson will come out of the game. Not sure who checked in for us. I don't have a roster in front of me. Bridge Creek three-point attempt is no good.
Thinking that's either an eighth grader or a freshman.
It's a freshman. And he sinks a three for the Leopards to give them the lead, I'm pretty sure for the very first time tonight, by two, excuse me. And Bridge Creek will turn the ball over, and Leopards will get it back into the hands of Jaden Watts. He brings it down the court. Over to 31 for the Leopards. Back to Jaden Watts, the right side of the floor. Up to the top of the key. Into Ryan Kennedy. Spin move by Ryan. Nobody's there, but finds Andon Register wide open for a layup, and Register will go to the line.
That's his second email number one. And then Register at the free throw line.
First one does not go for Register. As the second one is good, Leopards extend their lead 31-28 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third. Number one for Bridge Creek drives, kicks it to the top. Three ball by 23 is in and out. Leopards able to come down with that rebound. Back to the top, over to Jaden Watts to the right side of the floor. Top of the key to Caleb Ince for three is no good. And Bridge Creek will come down with that rebound. .23 drives for Bridge Creek, puts up a floater, does not go into the hands of Register, and batted out of bounds. Or batted to Jaden Watts, excuse me. Over to Caleb. Caleb inside to Ryan. Ryan goes up for 2, and it's deflected, but no foul called, and Bridge Creek was able to bring that ball back down to their end. And they're going to get a foul on something like that down here on the Bridge Creek end, and that'll send 23 to the line.
So here we go, Lakers and Lakers.
As Ty Ferguson and Bryson Watts are set to check in. Register and Jaden will come out of the game. First one goes, second one up, and it is good. And just like that, Robert, we have a 1-point ball game with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in Bridge Creek in the third quarter. Caleb Ince was able to save that ball for the Leopards. Cross-court pass over to Bryson Watts. Bryson up to the top of the key, over to Ty Ferguson, to Caleb Ince. Ince finds Bryson Watts. And Ty Ferguson drives, kicks to Ryan Kennedy. Ryan Kennedy turns around, and jumper goes for Ryan. Number 1 for Bridge Creek. Drives and does not go. Ryan Kennedy finds himself with a rebound, looking for another Leopard to pass to as he just brings the ball up court himself. Up to the top of the key, over to Bryson. Bryson to Caleb. And it is deflected. And I don't think the ref's seen that, but that Bridge Creek Bobcat was over the line, out of bounds down there. 3 ball by 21 is no good. Ryan Kennedy able to grab a hand on that rebound, and Leopard was not ready for that. Number 31 was not ready for Ryan to throw it back into him, and it went into Bobcat's hand, but Ryan was able to come down with that rebound. Over to Caleb Ince. Back to the top of the key, over to Bryson Watts. 31 drives for the Leopards. Throws it right into the hands of Bridge Creek as number 4 will drive. And it is no good as Caleb Ince comes down with the rebound. And Robert, I'm a little, I'm not concerned by no means, but a little worried why these fouls are not being called down here on the Bridge Creek end. Those Bridge Creek boys are lowering their shoulders and just taking it in. And that's an offensive foul. So I'm not exactly sure why it's not being called. And Bridge Creek is going to take a timeout as they trail by 5, 35-30, with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the third, and we'll take one with them. Speed County.
Welcome back to Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopards are taking on the Bobcats. Leopards on top, 35-30 here with 2 minutes, 36 seconds left in the third quarter. And Kendra, it's been kind of a back and forth battle here. Something we really honestly didn't expect.
No, like I said in the first half, I did not expect the score to be this close. I mean, I'm not by no means trying to say Bridge Creek has a bad basketball team. By no means. We are on just a different level. And did not think it to be a 5-point ball game, but here we are, 35-30 in your Leopards lead with 2 minutes left in the third. As Bryson over to Ferguson. Ferguson finds Henson. And Padilla checks in for the first time. And Henson right into the hands of another Bobcat. As they will get to the top of the key. 3 ball by number 23. Does not go. And Leopards come up with a rebound. As we are down to 1 minute and 20 seconds and not for sure what we're doing. A floater goes by Henson. And that's going to put the Leopards up 37-30. And we're going to get a charge called on the Bridge Creek Bobcats. Pale Events down there set his feet, got ready for that number 23 to come right at him, and that's going to turn the ball back over to the Leopards. We've got a host of Bobcats checking in right now. As Bryson Watts gets the ball back to Caleb Ince. Caleb Ince doesn't have any numbers. Back to Henson. Henson over to Ferguson. Ferguson up to Bryson Watts. Watts dribbles back to Ferguson. Henson with 45 seconds is just going to hold the ball to the top of the key. We're going to push all the defense out. And we're going to run our play like we normally do with 30 seconds left right here in the third as the Leopards lead 37-30. Back to Henson over to the right side. 19 seconds left. Seven seconds left. Henson's jumper doesn't go. Excuse me, it does go. Goes in and out, back in and out. Leopards lead 39-30. We head into the fourth. We'll take a quick break on the Leopard Sports Network. Good evening. We're back here in Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, where your Leopards take on the Bridge Creek Bobcats and are ahead 39-30 with exactly 8 minutes left in the ball game. As Bridge Creek sets to inbound the ball over to the left side of the floor, handoff to number 4. Cross-court pass to number 1 for 3, and it doesn't go. Ryan Kennedy is there for the rebound. Finds Jaden Watts as an outlet. Ball deflected by Bridge Creek will stay Leopard ball as we get it on our sideline. Ryan Kennedy goes up for 2 and is fouled and go to the line.
That's his third foul.
That'll be number 10's third foul. Team foul number 3. Ryan Kennedy's good for 2. As Bridge Creek gets it on the offensive end, goes to the right side of the floor, and Ty Ferguson's going to pick up his first foul, the team foul second. Bridge Creek gets the ball in number 23. 23 goes to 14 on the left side of the court, back to the right side to number 1 to the top of the key. Drives and kicks back out over to number 4 for 3, and it does not go, but Caleb Ince is there for the rebound and finds Mitchell Henson as an outlet. Henson to Caleb. To the left side of the floor, cross-court pass to Ferguson. Over to Watts. Watts to Ferguson. We're going to get a foul on Ryan. That'll be a Leopard turnover, and it'll go to the Bobcats. And Ryan Kennedy will go to the line for 2 as number 10 picks up his 4th foul of the ball game. And that's Kennedy's good for 1. Kennedy's good for 2. And as Bridge Creek crosses half court, goes to the right side of the court for 3, and it is off the front of the rim. Ryan Kennedy gets the rebound. Finds Mitch Henson as he crosses half court to Jaden Watts over to Ferguson. Back to Jaden Watts as he's quickly double teamed over to Caleb Ince. Ferguson pass to Ryan Kennedy is no good, and that's going to go back into the hands of the Bobcats. .23 for Bridge Creek drives, and it's able to complete a layup as Bridge Creek suddenly has decided they want to start pressing and trapping. So it could get interesting, Robert. Ryan Kennedy at 3-point line, back to Ferguson, up to Henson. Henson dribbles to the top, back out. Over to Caleb Ince. Over to Ferguson. Back to Caleb Ince to the right side of the floor. Into Henson. And he steps on the line, and that's going to be another Leopard turnover. And that'll go Bridge Creek way.
Kind of a scary thing. Remember, you're not going to be able to make this many mistakes and beat some of the teams we face.
Yeah, and we talk about, points and everything, and it's a very low scoring ball game. And to be honest, our Leopards are not averaging a very high final score anyways. And when we go up against like Purcell, Marlowe, Comanche, Washington, we've got to score more points than 43 going into 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. So we got to figure out something on the offensive end as far as scoring goes, because just like we have seen against Washington, there's a lot of film out on our Leopards. They pretty much know our plays like the back of their hands now. So we got to do something different. We got to start scoring somehow, some way. We got to get the ball in other people's hands. I mean, they're going to shut down Ryan. And that's just what Washington did to us. That's what we're going to continue to do. So definitely got to get the ball into other Leopards' hands. We're going to take a break here in Bridge Creek, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds. Here to Bridge Creek as your Leopards sit to inbound the ball with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the fourth, as Jaden Watts scores on the press break to give the Leopards a 45-35 lead, 45-34 lead here in the fourth. Ball to the top of the key. Back over to the right side. Number 1 drives, kicks to number 4. As he drives, kicks to 14 to the left side. 3 ball is no good. And tries to get it out on Jaden. And Jaden kind of slips on the floor, able to save it, but it looks like he was on the line. And 14 unable to complete the layup for the Bobcats, as another Leopard turnover out of Mitch Henson's hands will result in a Bobcat 2-point conversion. Ty Ferguson dribbles to the top of the key. Over to Jaden. Back to Mitch. Mitch Henson drives, kicks to Ryan Kennedy. 4-2 is good. Rebound by the Leopards. It's Jaden Watts. Brings the ball down for the Leopards. Over to Caleb Ince to the left side of the floor. We've got to get the ball off the top of our head, Robert. That's why I keep saying we can't put the ball on top of our head. As 3 ball from 14 goes. And that'll put the Bobcats back into striking distance here in Bridge Creek as the Leopards lead 47-39 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. We'll take a quick break here on the Leopard Sports Network. Welcome back here to Bridge Creek, where your Leopards have a lead of 47-39 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the fourth. As Ryan Kennedy inbounds the ball to Mitch Henson. Mitch to Caleb. Caleb to Jaden Watts. Back up to Caleb. Over to Mitch Henson to the top of the key. Back to the right side of the floor. As Caleb drives, finds Ryan on baseline. Spin move by Ryan Kennedy. 2-point conversion goes. The Bridge Creek coach just got teed up.
Uh-oh. And he's still
He's still yelling at him. But I'm going to be honest. And Mitch Henson's down here shooting the free throws for us. As both goes. And he is still going at it. But I'm going to be honest, Robert. I don't think that what he was doing resulted in a T. Like, I don't think he was doing anything bad. We have seen way worse this season that has not resulted in a T.
We've
so
seen way worse
I don't
than
know.
softball for sure.
Maybe he's just tired and ready to go home.
And it could have been his choice of words. We don't know.
Jaden finds Ryan, and Ryan's going to get a dunk. And I'm pretty sure that's the first dunk we have seen since before Christmas break. I think. I think so, by Ryan. So
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Ryan completes that for 2 points, and Leopards lead 53-39. As Ryan finds Caleb underneath the basket for 2, and they will extend lead 55-39 with a minute left in this ball game. Ball back out to Ferguson as we slowly start to close things here in Bridge Creek. As Henson completes the layup for 2 with 36 seconds left. Cross court pass over to Jaden. 19 seconds left. And Robert, I think that's going to do it here in Bridge Creek as the Leopards take down the Bridge Creek Bobcats 57-41. And that's a good win going into the break for them. They got a little bit of confidence back in them. And that'll do it. Thanks for watching with us tonight, folks, as your Leopardettes win and your Leopards win here in Bridge Creek. And we'll see you back on the Lindsay Sports Network, Leopard Sports Network, the 24th, as we take on Purcell. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.